Hello. Today I want to show how to use the Now Assist skill kit to be able to help us create a test step for a story when we need to. So what I'm going to do is on the Now Assist skill kit, I'm going to go ahead and create a new skill, and we'll give this a new name. Create test story, or create story test steps. And in here, you would provide a prompt that can be utilized to tell the system what you want to do. So we'll provide a prompt here. In this case, we're telling it it's a ServiceNow quality analyst, and their task is to create a test case with test steps for a given story. We're letting the bot know, or the skill know, that it needs to analyze the acceptance criteria and the story's description to generate a numbered set of test steps that will include the test step and expected result. And if we check this box, it'll use this description as the prompt in order to help us generate the new skill. So we'll just use the Now LLM provider and the provider API and click Create Skill. Okay, so now we'll see our prompt is generated. And in here, we can see this is the role, essentially the prompt that we provided. The context, this is where we can provide details of our story. And in order to put inputs here, we need to first associate this to a skill input. So I'll show that in a second. We can see the instructions that were provided and change these if needed. And we can see the expected output from the bot. So for now, I'm going to click on the plus over on skill inputs, and we're going to say this is a record type of record. And we want to use the story table to bring in our data. So we'll do rn story, click that, and then we'll choose a test record. So in this, you could choose any test record that you like. In this case, we'll just choose a random one, or maybe the first one, and hit add skill input. Now, if you're used to building notifications in ServiceNow, you can replace this right here with the actual details you need from your story. So if we click on this and delete, we will replace this with our description of the story. So click Insert Inputs, click Story, and then type in description. And in here, you can also do acceptance criteria as well. Don't do acceptance criteria. Now, the single quotes don't matter. They just help it become basically human readable, so you can understand where the input stops and starts, but they're not required at all. And here I have some previous criteria, so I'm going to change the instructions a little bit. I copy and paste what I have, and then I'm also going to copy and paste some output, because I eventually going to put this into the test step that is a custom field that's HTML. So I want this output to be HTML encoded. So let's hit save. And right now we could test this. So we can hit run test, and we could see what the output would look like and make adjustments as needed. So let's let the system provide its output. So we can see this looks pretty good. It has a numbered steps. It has a test step and an expected result. And it goes in order of what the test should be providing. Okay. So from here, let's say we want to deploy this. I can finalize the prompt here and hit OK. And then under skill settings, to make this available through a button, essentially on the story, we'll go to skill settings and go to deployment and provide it deployment. So workflow, if you're used to Now Assist admin, this is where it'll be seen. So we'll choose creator for this case. And then we'll just create a new feature called create test step. Okay. And now you could choose if you want to use the Now Assist panel up here or a UI action. In this case, I'm just going to use a UI action. And again, we want to put this on the story table. And create a UI action will automatically generate that UI action for us. Okay. So what we can do is we can hit save, and then we can publish our skill. And the last thing we'll have to do is go activate that skill. So you see here, we get a message saying it's been published. We can now go to the Now Assist admin panel and activate the skill. So here we see a summary if we would have provided one. We can see our skill here, it's not active yet, so let's go ahead and activate the skill. We do want it in the core UI, so that's where we created that UI action, and we'll just check that box, save and continue, and hit activate. Okay. Now one thing, we'll go back to our story that I had open. We'll hit refresh, and we'll see our UI action here. And if we click it, the out-of-the-box UI action will just provide an info message. So we want to change this. So what you could do is you can modify your UI action. And we'll go to our create story. Okay. And then we'll update the UI action script to remove the info message. And instead, we just want it to update our particular test step field. Okay. So what this is doing doing a current record of view_test step. Again, it was a custom field. We're going to add some information so we know it's generated by Now Assist. And then we're parsing the skill response that's coming back and getting what's called the model output. And then we're going to update the record. So let's go ahead and hit update on this UI action and go back to our our story. And now we see that this is blank. If we create test steps, it will automatically populate the test steps in that test step field with the HTML. So we see here it's generated by Now Assist. It's letting the user know what they should expect to do or what they should do and the expected result. And then we asked it to provide a line break. And now we've generated some test steps for the end user.